Good morning. We are back at the Heather today, and I want to do something just a little bit different. I've been talking a lot, seeing a lot of stuff, I don't know, recently, just on Facebook in different forums and groups. The topic of what tee box you should start from. Where I used to golf in New York, the big thing was the men played from the white and the blue, the ladies played from the red, and the seniors played from the golds. So when you're starting 50, 60, 70 yards in front of people, man, that's a huge advantage. So I have always said that it should boil down to your score or your handicap. Some people have said that it's more along the lines of how far you hit it off the tee. And I kind of think that they're synonymous. I don't think that there's really a huge differentiation between the two. If you can hit the ball a long way at the tee, you're going to score easier, just the way that it is. So today, I'm going to play a few holes twice. I'm going to play by myself against myself, and I'm going to hit off of the blues. I'm going to hit from the tips, and I'm going to hit from the fronts. Some of the holes, it's only a 15-yard difference. Some of the holes, it's a good 20, 30, 40 yards. I'm actually finishing up on number 2 now. Those are going to be kind of my warm-up. And then we'll start on 3, which is a short par 3. Now, this is going to be my first episode of This or That. All right, so we are on number 3. I am at the tips, which is currently reading about 144 yards. I am going to be using 2 completely different golf balls, so there's not going to be any way that we can kind of confuse which shot was which. One of them is going to be my standard, if you've been watching, my standard pink Callaway. The other one is going to be a green Wilson Chaos, I believe. But right now, like I said, we're at 144 yards to the middle of the green. I am going to take a very easy 6-iron, see if I can drop it on the mat. So there were a couple of not great strikes. 6-iron from the tips, caught a little bit thin, but I do believe it ran onto the green. A light 8-iron from the reds, and I got a little bit too much of the ground, not quite enough ball. They did just aerate all these greens, so greenside shots are not super easy. Shots on the green, not super easy, but we're gonna keep going and finish this one out. All right, so I have got to get this up the hill and as close to the hole as I possibly can to try to save par. We're not gonna concentrate a whole lot on the putting aspect, but more along the lines of where the ball is after we get it to the green. I think that was a little bit long. So those two there probably would have legitimately ended up as a par from the tips. With that miss hit from the reds, probably would have ended up legitimately a bogey. But those two right there, neither one of them were great iron strikes. So this next hole, number 4, I actually played with you guys a couple of weeks ago. From the tips, we're at 308. The reds are probably another 30, 40 yards that way. I'm about 105, 118 shooting the green. We're just going to play using 9 iron. See if I can. See a huge second shot of on that last one. Both decent drives, both a little to the right. Neither one of them drew back where I wanted them to, but the first one got me in trouble. I lost probably about 20 yards worth of rollout, but I was also going to be about 40, maybe 45 yards less than my second one. Front tee box shot, I had the green in 2. I ran it as hard as I could and tapped in for a 4. The first one shanked the second shot, which was just I had a crappy lie. I didn't really have anywhere to go with it. And I didn't hit it good on the front. So right now on my round through 4, I am 1 over from the fronts. I am 3 over from the back. What are you gonna do? All right, so this is coming up on number 5. We're looking at, from the tips, about 255. It's not a long hole, but you also can't go for the green. I'm gonna hit a 4 hybrid to the corner, which is about 180, and then cut back over the remainder. Like I may end up tying the hole. So like I said, it's incredibly busy here today. It's probably the busiest I've ever seen it. There's people all over the place. So I didn't get my second shot from my front tee box ball, but it was basically just a little punch 50. I was about 30 yards off the green. So yeah, on that hole, it didn't seem that there was a huge tee advantage. I had a much more difficult shot. I just executed it very, very well. But pars on both of those balls. So right now from the fronts, I am 1 over. From the tips, I am 3 over. So this par 3, however, is going to be a little bit different situation. The blues 197, 199 on my GPS. The fronts are probably 30 yards ahead of that. So the first shot, I forgot to hit the record button again. So my drive from the tips, you didn't get to see, but it's still a good shot. Dead straight, right up the middle of the fairway. Probably looking at just shy of 150 yards into the green here, but it is what it is. Second shot's on the way. Let's see what we can do here from about 165 to So there was a par from the fronts and a bogey from the back. So as of right now, it looks like the tips are playing 3 over, and I am still 1 over from the fronts. So we shot a 38 off the front, or off the tips, a 35 off the fronts. And some of that could have just been poor shot making. That might not even been the distance. That just could have been me hitting the ball poorly. But there was a difference. This is a short course, so it's not a big difference between the fronts and the backs. But you know, I did shoot better from the fronts. The closer you are, the easier it is to score. So we're done for today. We're going to pack up. We're going to head home. We'll see you on the next round. Until then, hit them hard, but don't hit them often.